Okay. Okay, everyone, welcome to tonight's new consultant call. My name is Sandy Critides. I'm a very proud independent consultant. And if you're on this call, I'm probably your national vice president. My husband Wade and I do this business together. We've been in business at the time of this recording, which is January of 2025, for 6.5 years. And I love doing these calls periodically because I want you guys to feel so in tune with what you need to do to get your business up and running. And I loved when I started, when my upline would do these calls, I was like Samantha Russo on where I'd be like years in and I'm still tuning in because I'm like, I just want to take notes in case they say something like I need to hear, and so that I can better lead my team. So really what I want to go over is kind of like, I want you to reflect on why you said yes to this business, some mindset stuff, and then some tangibles about what steps to take to get your business up and running to launch. But before I do, I want to tell you like a tad bit of my story so you know who I am and my background. So when I said yes to Arbonne 6.5 years ago, I had a very closed mind to network marketing. I never saw myself doing this. Like I said before I hit recording, I was previously in real estate. I also used to own a brick and mortar. I've done everything and everything. Like I've worked for others. I've had my own businesses. I've been like the hustle queen that has done all the things in search of trying to figure out what my thing was. And how I got introduced to Arbonne was through Arbonne's 30 Days to Healthy Living. That program literally changed my health so much so that my wheels started turning of like, what if I could help other people have that type of health transformation where they get their confidence back, they get their life back, they get their health back, they feel good in their body, they feel confident again. And so although I originally was like a heck no to the business and I was just a customer, when I had such a great testimonial with the products, I figured, okay, what do I have to lose? I could do this on the side in addition to my real estate business, right? But once I started really plugging into Arbonne, plugging into the weekly team calls, being coachable, doing the top 5 launch steps, following the system for success, sticking to the 40 faces, doing all those types of things, I caught so much momentum that, my story isn't typical to know what is. You can visit earnings.arbonne.com, but I got to a point where I more than exceeded my real estate income with Arbonne and was like, okay, I don't love real estate. It's nights and weekends and holidays. And sometimes they work 4, 5, 6 months on a deal. And then we're like about to close escrow and they're like, change of heart, we're not doing this. And then I'm like, is this the life I really want to have? Like 5 years from now, once I was thinking this years ago, I wasn't a mom yet. Now I am, but I was like, man, I want to start a family at some point. And I don't see myself always like grinding and hustling and, always having to work harder the next year than the year prior to exceed what I did the year before. And there was nothing about it that was residual. And what I was really attracted to with Arbonne was, okay, if I learn the system and I really treat it like a business, this can be something where I can work 20 to 30 hours a week, have a super flexible schedule. I don't have to trade time for money. I don't have to work nights. I don't have to work weekends. And I can create something that's residual, that compounds year over year versus always having to sell more than I did the year before, if that kind of makes sense. And so it's great to have multiple streams of income. I think it's so smart. But my story is just basically of someone that had an incredible testimonial with 30 Days Healthy Living and went from a happy customer to a consultant. And to see where my life is now it's like truly unbelievable. I never saw this for me, but I hope my story makes you realize like I'm just a normal, ordinary girl that has no previous experience in network marketing. I wasn't born better at Arbonne. I had no idea what I was doing. I did not have a social media following when I started Arbonne. I had no previous experience in this industry. I had very little confidence. The Sandy that you see today has evolved and grown so much since the version of Sandy that started 6.5 years ago. And that's something I really want you to know is if you take this business seriously, this business can help you evolve and grow in so many different capacities. Like it's not just about growing a business. You will become better in all aspects of your life. You will become a better daughter. You will become a better sister. You will become a better friend. You will become a better partner. You will become a better employee. You will become a better spouse, mom, whatever, dad, whatever your titles are. Like you will elevate in every area of your life when you really plug into what Arbonne has to offer. And so I want you to know you're not here by accident. I'm grateful that you're here. And this business can really be anything you want it to be. Success looks different to everyone, but this business does live between your ears. It lives up here. So the personal growth and development that you do is the most important piece of this business. Your title will never outgrow your personal growth. If someone's been stuck at a level for a super long time, like they cannot get themselves a district manager, I know they're not doing the personal growth. I just know that, right? Because if someone's really doing the growth, if they're really plugging in, if they're really following the top 5 launch steps, if they're really reading the books, if they're really listening to the podcast, if they're really tuning into the calls, if they're really following the steps for success, the only way to go is up. It's not a race of, the timeline of how to get to a certain destination, but over time, things compound and you will grow and you will promote and you will grow a team and you will grow an incredible extra stream of earnings through Arbonne if you really treat this like a business and you plug into the personal growth and development. And so what I love about Arbonne is this is like a business in a box. You paid, if you're tuning in from the US, probably 99 US dollars to start an Arbonne business. That's a once a year fee for everything. Like you get so many resources, you get coaching calls, you get calls like this, you get weekly team calls, you have our whole team page, you have our getting started guide, you have access to hundreds of trainings. It's like a business in a box, right? People can spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to business school. And Wade and I have, had a lot of student debt, loan debt, getting degrees and doing all that stuff. And nothing teaches you, no school can teach you the way it does by actually being in it and doing it, right? And Wade and I have invested a lot of money in coaches and personal development and growth and programs and all the things. And we filter that in through our team. And the culture of Arbonne as a whole is so much around growth and so much around elevating yourself as a person, like, so that you're better in all areas, right? And so, yes, being a consultant is about helping people get connected to healthier products. We do sell products. That's like 10% of what we do, right? Like when you really dive into this business, like I think of myself as so much more than just like, I don't just sell products. Like I'm a mindset coach, I'm a health coach, I'm a business coach, I'm a life coach. Like I coach people in all areas of their life. And selling products is just a piece of it, right? But I've gotten to that place over the years because of how much experience I've gotten through coaching thousands of people through our 30 days to healthy living, and through coaching hundreds and hundreds of people through starting a business, building a business. And so I want you to know you are going to get out of this what you put into this. This business, you can't like wish it into existence. You can't like post and pray and hope you're just like putting up the right stories and the right people are going to jump to you. I want you to think of the top 5 launch steps of this as this. And as I talk about the top 5 launch steps, if you don't know what I'm talking about, let me see if I can drop the guide. I'm trying to think how I could do this. I guess I could log into Zoom from my phone really quick. And I'm going to drop the guide so if you guys can check out the chat. I want to make sure you guys all have this. Wade and I created this 2-page guide. Hold on. Let's see. I want you to have this guide. Getting started. Okay. Can you see that? Let me see if I can that come through.
Yes.
Perfect. Let me leave that. I'm not the greatest at technology. I'm like, I swear, if I can do this, anyone can do this. So that guide is the 2-pager that Wade and I created. I wish I had that when I started Arbonne. We didn't have that. I'm like Googling shit. I'm like finding stuff on this Facebook page, like asking this person, studying hundreds of people on Instagram. Like it was like, yes, my upline had some great resources and tools, but it was pretty unorganized. We created this 2-page guide. This is everything I wish that I knew when I started. And if you follow that 2-page guide, it will help you be super, super, super successful. I want you to follow everything to a T. And I want you to think of that guide as this. Page is leaving. That guide. Okay, let me put it this way. If you were making a cake and the cake has 10 essential ingredients, but you only had 6 of them, we know baking is very precise, right? Would you, if you made the cake with just the 6 ingredients, do you think it would taste the way it's supposed to? Do you think it would look the way it's supposed to? No, it would be like not the way it's supposed to be, right? Baking is very, very precise. And the same thing with the 30 days, or not with the 30 days healthy, sorry. The same thing with this getting started guide, you guys. I see people try and reinvent the wheel. I see people get started and they're in for months and they're like, yeah, like I've been, doing everything. I've never done the 30 days to healthy living. I've never launched my business. I've never gotten on a 3-way call. I never made the 100-person list. I never read any of those books you said on the getting started. I tune into the calls sometimes, but yeah, I'm really not sure, why I'm not taking off. And it's because people are trying to like reinvent the wheel when this is a proven system for success. Everyone that I know that has followed that to a T has grown. Of course, there's some anomalies. Like there's some people that just like come into this business and have like an insane influence or a big following, or maybe they already had a business or they already help people in the health and wellness space. And so that when they partner with Arbonne, they might have like an explosion, and that's awesome, but that's not typical. And so that guide is for the typical person like how I was when I started, that if you follow that system, it will really, really help you grow. So I want to encourage you to go to the guide and go through it. At the very top of the guide, there's something in small that says, before you do anything, watch this. And it's a link that you click, and it's like a 20-minute video of Wade and I welcoming you to the team and talking about the guide and the steps. Then there's top 5 launch steps. And those steps include things like ordering your tools, fall in love, AKA that's do the 30 days to healthy living, get familiar, have your own testimonial. The 30 days to healthy living is our best selling SKU. If you've never done it, if you don't know how to coach someone through it, how are you going to sell it? Right? That's so unauthentic to be like, you should do this. I have no idea what it does and I don't know how to coach you through it because I've never done it, but you should do it, right? The 30 days to healthy living, I think, is like the best way you can start your business. And then document your journey. Take people on the journey. Do it yourself. Invite people to do it with you. Have accountability. That's a great way to start your business. Another thing you want to do, and you'll see this on the guide, and I'm not going to take you guys through the guide because I want to empower you to be an independent consultant, not a dependent consultant, an independent consultant that looks through the guide and goes through it. You can certainly reach out to me if you have questions, but there's things in there like download these apps, add yourself to the team chat. There's so many things that you can plug into in there. And I want to encourage you to do that. So another step on there is launching your business. So I want you to think of this, you guys. If you were to open a yoga studio or a restaurant or a boutique or any sort of brick and mortar, any sort of business, even if it was your own real estate business, right? You would like announce that you're doing this, right? You would have, if you're having a brick and mortar, like you would have a grand opening. You would have a ribbon cutting where the Chamber of Commerce would come down, cut the ribbon. It'd be in the local newspapers. It's like, oh, this person just opened their business, right? I used to own a brick and mortar. I used to own a smoothie juice bar franchise in Southern California, and I had one of those, and it created a lot of excitement in the community because, oh, there's a new smoothie shop down the road and blah, 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 right? It's kind of like the announcement of your business. In Arbonne, it's an e-commerce business. You don't have a brick and mortar. You don't have a physical location for people to walk into and buy products. So if you're just starting a business, but not really like sharing it or putting it out there or creating an opportunity for people to come try products, hear why you're doing this, creating excitement, having your grand opening, it's kind of like a quasi floating business that exists but doesn't exist, right? So that's why one of the getting started steps is having your launch parties. I highly recommend having in-person launch parties. It doesn't have to be like 40 people. Like I think my launch party had 8 people at it, and I invited like 90 people to it. But when I reflect on it, Autumn Walker and Brianna Bosenko were 2 people at my launch parties who are now the 2 biggest legs of my business. And they were just acquaintances that came to my launch parties, that came to be nice and come learn about the 30 days because they thought they might want to like lose some weight, but had no intention of doing the business. But when they came and they heard about why I was doing this and they learned the products and they got to try it and they realized, wait, I already buy skincare, I already buy makeup, I already buy protein, I already buy greens. This company sounds amazing. These products sound super clean. You seem super passionate. I can see your before and afters. I can see your testimonial. Clearly it works. I'll do the 30 days. It's got nothing to hurt. They both started with the 30 days to healthy living, and then they upgraded and became consultants. Do you see the power and the magic of duplication? And so I want to encourage you, have your launch parties, set a couple dates, work with your direct sponsor or your upline. And if you don't live near your upline, I can't even tell you, I've had so many launch parties where I tune in on Zoom from across the country. Like when I've launched people in the UK or Australia, or even across the country in the US or Australia, I might not be able to physically be there, but I can still be on the screen. And it's like an hour and a half, 2 hour, party or gathering or healthy happy hour or whatever you want to call it, where you're sharing with people why you're doing this business. And so the invite for this is so, so crucial, you guys. If you are having these gatherings and you're playing it super small, like, hey, I'm having this thing. I know you're busy. Like, don't feel like you have to come. Or like, if you can swing by, like, no worries. Like, I'm not coming to that. I'm a busy mom. If someone gives me that type of a lame invite, I'm not coming. Like, dude, I'm not getting a babysitter and like doing all the things to come to this thing that you're like, if you can, if you can't, no worries, stop by, like wishy-washy, no. But if someone was like, hey, Sandy, I'm starting a health and wellness business. I'm super excited. I've been using these products for a while. I'm so grateful for this opportunity. My upline's going to be, or like my mentor's going to be tuning in and helping me get up and running. It's going to be an opportunity for me to share about why I'm doing this. I'm going to have samples for people to try. And I'm having 2 of them. And the reason we recommend 2 of them is because people don't have the same day off. If you only do Thursday night and they always have Bible study, they're not coming, right? Or if you only do Saturday morning and their kid has soccer practice, they're not coming. And so we always recommend that you do 2 days and 2 times. People are more likely to say yes when you give them two options, right? They'll move things around like, you know what, count me in for Saturday, right? And so with the invite, it's, hey, I'm super excited. I'm launching a health and wellness business. To be honest, I'm kind of nervous, but I'm having a couple healthy happy hours to kind of kick it off, share it with my network, invite the community to come and try these products, learn why I'm doing this. I'm gonna have samples out. I would love for you to come. I'm having one Thursday evening that's gonna be more of like a taco themed, so come hungry, or I'm having a Sunday morning that's more like a fizzy brunch. Like theme them, make it fun, make it feel like you. So would share that and then be like, which one works better for you, right? You're not like, hey, can you stop by? Like, or like, don't feel like you have to. Like, you have to, and then you give them the option. You invite them and then say like, it would mean so much to me to have you come. Which one can I count you down for? You just assume the yes, right? It's not like, can you make it? Or like, let me know. No, we don't, it's not let me know. It's which one can I count you down for, right? You just assume the yes. So I'm spending so much time on this because the person that is more certain in the conversation always wins, right? If you got that wishy-washy invite, no one's coming to that. But if you're convicted, if you're excited, excitement transfers. You'll always hear me talk about the 3 E's: energy, enthusiasm, and excitement. You can only transfer the 3 E's through your voice. You can send a text invite to your launch. It's not going to land the way a voice memo would, right? The way a video would, a way a phone call would. So work with your direct sponsor or mentor or upline to help you like come up with those dates, the themes that you want. You guys, I've done so many different types of launch parties. I had one girl do meditation and masks. She was super into meditation and she loved skincare. So her invite was like around that. So we had like a mindfulness, like meditation type of circle thing that she led. And then everyone did like skincare and masks. And we still did the 15-minute Is Arbonne for You, where everyone like learned what Arbonne was. People got to try the products. We had protein balls, we had detox tea, we had fizz flights for people to sample the different things. They're always super fun. This is not a sales party where it's like the clipboards come out and then it's like, whip out your credit cards. No, this is truly a healthy happy hour for you to get comfortable. It's kind of like a training for you with how to share about your business, because if people join you and you've never launched your business, how are you going to help them launch? This has to duplicate, right? And so what you do will duplicate. So what you don't do will duplicate, right? And so it starts with you. You get to decide, like, I'm going to stick to the system. I'm going to follow the system for success. Sandy and Wade aren't just like making up this guide for shits and giggles. Like, I've done everything on that list. I've made a 100-person list. I've had launch parties. I've done, honestly, probably over 200 three-way calls with my upline. Like, I have done so much of those things, right? I've committed to the 40 faces sheets. I've always done the things that um propel me in moving my business forward. So I'm not asking you to do anything that I haven't done and that I don't still do. I want you guys to know, even at the top of this company as an executive national vice president, I do the exact same things every single day that I'm asking you to do. My job isn't different. I just get paid a lot more to do the same things. I still reach out to people every day. I still invite people to do 30 days with me. I still invite people to events. I still reach out to people that I think would be amazing at this business. All the things you do as you're starting as a consultant, I still do. And the only difference of where you're at versus where I'm at is I've heard a lot of no's. I've had a lot of people ignore me. I've had a lot of people say, please don't talk to me about Arbonne. And it's funny because they eventually come around. Like, pretty much everyone that's ever been like, don't talk to me about your business has eventually been like, wow, I watched you for years and like, I thought this was just like a little thing, but I can tell this is like really changed your life. Like, I've loved watching you grow. People are watching. Most people that start a business like this are not doing it 3 months later or 6 months later. So your network is just kind of waiting to watch you fizzle out like most people do. But you get to decide that you're not going to be average. You get to decide that you are going to be different, that you are going to follow the steps, that you are going to be coachable, right? This isn't like a business that you can just like wish into existence. Like, anyone that you see that's built an impressive business in this is someone that is consistent, is someone that is committed to growth, is someone that is doing the do. Like, there's so much winning in the dark that happens for public recognition. Anything that you see, like, wow, that person's walking the stage. Wow, they're the keynote speaker at this conference. Wow, this person is this or that. Do you know how much winning in the dark happens? Do you know how many wins you have to privately have? How many private victories where you're like, yes, that person responded to me. Oh my gosh, they just sent me a referral. Oh, they reordered another kit. Oh my gosh, that person just got to replenish me. All those things that no one knows about, all that winning in the dark is compounded and compounded and compounded. And that is why you see those people on stages. It's not because they have a big Instagram following. And I want to address this because people always say, well, no wonder you're so successful. You have, so many thousands of followers on Instagram. You guys, when I started Arbonne 6 years ago, I think I had 700 or 800 followers, and they were all like people I actually knew in my life that I went to high school and college with. They were like my people, right? If I'm being honest with you, the I don't know, 30,000 or however many followers I have on Instagram is probably 98% Arbonne consultants in Arbonne that have been influenced by me in some way from trainings that follow me. It's Arbonne people. This isn't like strangers all across the world buying products for me. It's other consultants that are like watching me and they're like, hey, what should I do for this? Like always asking for coaching, right? And so I don't want you to look at that and be like, no wonder you're so successful. As you build influence in this company, your following will grow. I also want to let you guys know my partner in business, Wade, my husband, when he partnered with me in Arbonne, he didn't even have an Instagram account. He partnered with me 6 years ago. I was already 6 months into building the business. Then he partnered with me. I said, I think you should make it an Instagram account. And I think it should be like a catchy name. Let's call it Wellness with Wade. If you guys scroll down to the first of Wade's posts, they were like hilarious wellness tips. It was like, want to poop better? Sit on a squatty potty. Like, what? Like, he didn't know what to post. It's so funny. Now, Wade has like, I don't know, a lot of like probably 30,000 followers as well. Again, also, most of them are Arbonne people, but you guys, it didn't happen overnight. I remember when I hit 10,000 followers, it was like 4 years into my business. I was like, 10,000? I never thought I would see that, but I showed up every single day consistently on social. But what social didn't see was all the winning I was doing in the dark. I was waking up early every day. I was making my bed every day. I was reading every day. I was doing my 90-day habits journal every day. I was doing my affirmations. I was listening to podcasts. I was learning. I was growing. There's so much stuff you don't see that gets you that public recognition. And so I want you guys to really, really know that. Um, So anyway, I want to invite you to go look at the guide, to go through it. If you need to have more hand holding around like what that looks like for you to launch your business, to start doing three-way calls, to do all that stuff, work with your direct sponsor, your direct area manager, your direct VP, or you can of course come straight to me. You can always book a Calendly. You can always book a call with me through Calendly. If you'll see on the Getting Started guide, one of the apps to download is Boards. And in Boards, let me just say exactly how to find it. In Boards, so you'll download Boards. It's like our team has everything in there. And then Unstoppable, let's see. There's 4 down on the left. It says booking calls. You click on booking calls, and then there's literally a link to Sandy's Calendly link. And you can click on that and you can book a one-on-one call with me. And I will, walk you through it. I ask that you don't do that and like not just to like pick my brain, but like I'm happy to do that, but I want to make sure you're coming to that call with a plan. Like, okay, your call really inspired me. My launch dates are this. Like, I just need some help with this or this or this. Like, I am happy to give you so much of my time and energy if you're actually doing the do, right? I can't do the work for you. You got to meet me halfway. But there's so many great resources and tools. I want to invite you to go look at that guide. I know this is recorded, but for anyone that's on live, if you guys are not in the 30 hard group right now, get in the 30 hard group. That is like the best thing you could be doing for your business right now. I really want to encourage you to be plugging into that. But yeah, go look at the guide. Let us know if you have questions. I hope this was helpful and inspired you. And I want you to know, like, if you're inspired by my story, or if you like whatever made you say yes to Arbonne, if you see people in this business and you're like, I want what they have, like that was a big thing for me. I watched my upline and was like, okay, all these women that I'm watching, like I wasn't a mom yet, but I saw them and a lot of them were moms. And I was like, okay, I want to become a mom one day. And these women, a lot of them have kids and they're like super involved in their kids' lives. Like they drop them off at school, they're at their field trips, they're the class moms. They're super involved in their kids' lives, but then they also have this beautiful identity outside of motherhood. And they provide for their family and they earn these incredible incentive trips and they have a super flexible schedule. And they're making a big impact and influence. And their job as a consultant with Arbonne is to help people get healthy and help other moms and other people start businesses and have this freedom. And I was so attracted to have autonomy over my life. I felt like when I owned my brick and mortar, when I was in real estate, when I've done other things, I never truly had time freedom. I was always owned by someone or something else. Even with real estate, I could take time off, but then I'm going to lose. Like if someone finally calls me back, okay, I'm ready to sell, and then I'm on vacation and not answering my phone for a week, I just lost that business. They're gonna go find someone else. No one's loyal to me. It's so easy to find an agent, right? So I always felt in like survival mode. But this is so different. It's flowy. It's I don't want to say it's easy, but it's simple. Arbonne is really simple, right? And so go look through the guide. Let me know if you have questions. I'm going to end this recording. So anyone that's watching the recording, you can certainly reach out to me. I would love to get to know you. Please introduce yourself. Reach out to me on Instagram. Let me know who you are. I do keep up with team reports and like all that stuff, but if you never fully plug in, I may not fully get to know you. So like introduce yourself, reach out to me. I'm going to end the recording now. Thank you for being on.